Hey folks, Leva here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you enjoyed my revisit review for the Fantastic Four, the 2005 version. That was directed by Tim Story, starring Michael Chelsky, Ian Guilford, Chris Evans, and Jessica Alba. It's on my channel right now, so I hope you enjoy that review. And continue my 2000 superhero review. Again, guys, I just want to remind you, just one more time, I'm sorry. I'd like to remind folks, just remember, fucking thing pulls up. Remember, subscribe to this channel. Leva McNally 983. This is my channel right now. Yeah. And on my channel, I've been doing a superhero marathon. Um, I've wanted to do this for a long time. And I knew I was going to go through some bad movies, of course. I did a Superman marathon, a Batman marathon on the channel. I'll share those Batman and Superman reviews eventually someday. Well, there are my superhero reviews marathons, if you want to check those out. They're on there. But anyway, I'm on 2000 superhero movies. I'm on the year for superhero films that came out in the year 2005. Yeah, the year 2005. Got three movies left. And starting with this one, this film I hated. This film is garbage. This is bottom of the barrel. This is one of the worst movies ever made. And this is a Crow sequel. I'm not talking about the new Crow. I'm talking about this is the fourth installment in this franchise, starring Edward Furlong, Tara Reid, David Boreanaz, uh, Danny Trio, and Dennis Hopper, the late Dennis Hopper. And that is the Crow. My lord, I hated this film. This film was terrible. Gosh, this was so boring. It was so awful. It's just both. This film was just awful. I hated this movie. I'll get more to why I hated it. Bottom line, I did review the other Crow movies, including the first one, Brandon Lee. I did review City of Angels and Salvation. I did put them on the Superhero Reviews Marathon. Let me say it again, Superhero Reviews Marathon playlist on my YouTube channel here. If you go on my Superhero Reviews Marathon on on my channel here, you'll see it on there. Yeah. But anyway, what I think of them though, I do love The Crow of Brandon Lee. I still consider that the classic. That's still one of the best superhero movies ever made. A well-made rated R movie, a well-shot film. Brandon Lee may rest in peace. He was so great. He is the Crow. I don't give a damn about people saying, "Oh, he's cheesy." I don't. I hate that word cheesy. Oh, he was cheesy. How was he cheesy? No, he was good. He was great. He was fantastic. Brandon Lee made that movie. He made the Crow. He's a big part of the reason that film was successful. You know, and probably a number of reasons we get a lot of superhero films today is because of that movie. Not just because of that movie. One of the reasons, yeah, because it's such a great movie. It's well shot, better shot than this. Yeah, Brandon Lee is great. And then The Crow City of Angels, I thought this was okay. I mean, I think it's meh. I didn't hate the film, but I didn't really care for it. I didn't care for Vincent Price's Lean. The villain, I didn't mind the villain. Yeah, some of the bonding stuff is really weird, and some of the CGIs are really bad in it. It's not good in here either, but. But my favorite of the sequels is The Crow Salvation. I do like Kristen Dunst in here. I like Eric Mapius as the Crow. Now, he's not intimidating as Brandon Lee, but I do think he's better than Vincent Price, in my opinion. And he's definitely better than Edward Furlong. Yeah. And I don't care to see the new one with Bill Sigard. Yeah, from what I heard, The Crow 2024, I heard that flopped. Yeah, from what I heard, it flopped. Yeah. I mean, why did they make that movie in the first place? It's not like The Crow Wicked Prayer here was, because this film was such a masterpiece that we were down for a remake. Hear what they say? Oh, well, it's not a remake, it's a reboot or something. Whatever. That just still doesn't make any damn sense to me. Yeah, but my favorite still remains to be The Crow Salvation. Is my favorite of the sequels because it tried something different. I think it had an interesting story. I just think it was a better movie. Wasn't the greatest movie of all time. People say it's forgettable. What's a lot more memorable than what I watched with The Crow Wicked Prayer. The City of Angels wasn't that great. That's even some cinematography is ugly in that movie. Yeah, Vincent Price was kind of a bore as the main character. He had his moments of trying to be humorous, trying to be like Brandon Lee, but it didn't really work. Eric Mavis had a sense of humor. He had his own style. Yeah, he wasn't intimidating, but I thought he had presence. I thought he had screen presence. I bought it. When I look at Ever Forlong, I'm just laughing. You know, the Crow Wicked Prayer received a 1 week theatrical release instead of Washington. Oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for the people that had to sit through this. But that was on June 3rd, 2004. Before releasing to direct to video, I feel sorry for the people who had to sit through this movie. It was released to highly negative reviews. I'll read those later. But for the production, in 2000, rapper DMX had been in discussions with producers about a fourth Crow film titled The Crow Lazarus. DMX, I know he passed away back 2021. But I do remember him in the movie Exit Wounds. I thought he was good in that movie. You know what? I could have seen him as the Crow. He would have been a better Crow. The Crow Lazarus. Such a cool title. I could have seen that. About a rapper who chooses to leave the music scene for love of a woman and is killed during a drive-by shooting. The rapper is then resurrected by the Crow in order to take revenge on the gang responsible for his death. Why couldn't we have that for a Crow movie? Production had been slated to begin in November of that year, but the project obviously never came to be. In March 2003, if I talk a little slurish, it's 9 o'clock at night, so I'm sorry, I just waking my head up. In March 2003, it was announced that Edward Furlong had been cast as the lead in Crow Wicked Prayer. Lance Minoka, I can't say the director's name right, was approached by the producer to direct, and accepted this. He was a fan of the original. Minogue intentionally replaced the film to be ready within about 6 months. The process ended up taking 3 years. Groening's approach to Wicked Prayer, he said, I wanted to make a movie more about the process of revenge, the winding circle of course that hatred can take its path to revenge. That's why the villains have their own motives, and why Jimmy is not the basic instant guy, but a convict. Everybody in Wicked Prayer feels like they've been wronged somehow, that it was very intentional, and spread for the feelings I had at the Columbia shootings occurred in 9/11. I didn't think of this in a highbrow way, but I like referring to that concept, that hatred, and I felt that the Prophets Crow movie were very clear cut about how they view good and evil, and my views will totally more offer center to that. Well, you got the wrong idea, buddy. The film did get in 2011. The Crow Wicked Prayer was released as a double feature, paired up with The Crow, City of Angels, and of course this movie. Yes, yeah, this is the DVD, but Lions got the triple feature for all three movies. Yeah, for the three sequels. Yeah. But for the cast of the movie, Edward Furlong as James Jimmy Prabhu. He's a young man who served in prison for killing a rapist. Edward Furlong. Y'all should probably remember him as John Connor, as Kid John Connor from Terminator 2 Judgment Day and T3 Battle Across Time. But everybody should just know him for John Connor. And he was in American History X. I think he was another superhero film. Was he in? Oh yeah, he was in the Green Hornet, but he gets killed by Christopher Waltz in that movie. I haven't seen him too many. I just remember the big movie he was in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and he was good in that. David Burns as Luke Death Crash. He's an escaped convent who's a Satanist. Let's see. Have I ever seen this after anything? Let's see. I'm looking. Nope. Tara Reid. Yeah. I think y'all should know her for some of the American Pie films. Van Wilder. My Boss's Daughter. I remember her in that. She was good in that. But in here, she's terrible. Yeah. Marcus Chung as Ward, one of Luke's henchmen. The guys in The Matrix as Tank. Tito Ortiz as Famine, one of Luke's henchmen. This guy's Marshall Wallace, and they put him in this movie. He's not an actor. I think he was in. Let's see, was acting. Oh, I remember him in Boo 2, Medieval Halloween. I can laugh at that movie. That movie's bad, but it's fun bad in my opinion. I can laugh at it. I can get entertainment out of that, to be honest, more than this. At least, but the Boo Medea movies, Halloween movies, the Boo Medea Halloween movies, don't freaking stupid. At least they know what they are. Yoko Chimnukina? I can't say that right, but if you know Karate Kid 2, Chosen from the Karate Kid Part 2, and Cobra Kai. Yeah, good actor. Oh, he was in the Truman Show. Okay, but I always remember him as Chosen in Karate Kid Part 2, and of course Cobra Kai as well. I hope to see him come back in season 6. Well, he is back. I mean, just when the show comes back in November. And I like Dennis Hopper as El Nino, a satanic preacher. Dennis Hopper has been in many movies. I think it was Easy Rider, Hang 'Em High, Gunfight the OK Girl. He was a great actor. Speed, he was great in that. Played the villain in that. I like Super Mario Brothers. Sue me. I enjoyed that film. I'd rather watch that than this. That film has better dialogue than this. Because when I watch the Super Mario Bros. The movie, I have fun with that. Yeah, it's not a perfect movie, but it's more fun. This film was torture to sit through. Super Mario Brothers was not torture to sit through for me. Posers, that was a really good movie, but he did with Gene Hackman. Yeah, Waterworld, he was in that. Emil Chirella as Lily, Jimmy's girlfriend. Uh, if you want, she was on Lang in the Superman and Lois show. I think she's still. I'm sure she'll be in season 4. She was in Snow Day. She was cute in that. She was in You Don't Mess with the Zone with Adam Sandler. Beautiful woman, but completely wasted here. And a good actress too. You have some good people here, but they're just some Leo cast, but they're just completely wasted here. Dave Pazell, credited as Dave Ortiz as Sheriff Tanner. Danny Trio as Padre. Father of Lillian Sheriff Tanner, a preacher and a devout Christian. Danny Trio, death wish for the crackdown. I think he had a small, part in that movie, working with Charles Bronson. He was in Con Air. He was in From Dusk Till Dawn. I think 2 and 3. Reindeer Games. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Yeah, but he's a good actor. Completely wasted here. Film was directed by Lance McNulty. Let me see. Well, I guess he didn't do much direction after this. Because this film got a horrible reception so badly. I guess people hated it so much they didn't want to. Yeah. Screenplays by him, they probably hated it so much they didn't want to make him direct another movie. So, yeah. Jeff Most has produced films like The Specialist. I like that movie with Stallone. Yeah. And he was a music supervisor of the Crow films like the first Crow movie, The Crow City of Angels, and the 2 sequels, City of Angels and Salvation as well. And like I mentioned, The Specialist with Sylvester Stallone, James Woods, and Sharon Stone. Sean Hood was a producer on this film. I did the screenplay for it. Yeah, he worked on the Conan Barbarian film, the remake with Jason Momoa. Yeah, not a good film. Based on The Crow by Norman Heritage, The Crow by James O'Bohr. Produced by Edward R. Pressman. Passed away last year. Yeah. Well, as an actor, he was in Street Fighter as the only cook. And the only film he worked on, well, he did work on some movies, but not very many. I think this film did hurt some people's careers. Cinematography by Kurt Barbary. The editing is by Dean Holland. I'm sorry, dude, your editing sucked in this movie. What other editing did he do for films? Not much. Okay, is this somebody who does music videos or something? It's television behind the music and okay, yeah. Just your production music is by James Criverson. Production companies Pressman Film. Jeff Most Productions, Probably Films, Distributed by Dimension Films. Released July 19th, 2005 here in the US. Well, direct to video, I guess you can say. It's 99 minutes long. And what the story is about, what the Crow Wicked Prayer is about, is that The film is about ex-convict Jimmy Kruvel, played by Edward Furlong, and his girlfriend are targeted by Satanists who murder them as part of a ceremony to resurrect the devil. However, a crow brings Jimmy back, and as in a brutal spirit of justice, he begins hunting down his murderers. While the Satanists meet grisly ends at one at a time, the leaders Luke, Death, and his lover Lola Bonnie, no, attempt to complete the ritual, which will make them even more powerful than Jimmy. And Jimmy, as the crow, has to stop them and, you know, basically give Luke, who wants to beat the devil, has to defeat him and kill him, of course. And, he has to come back and, the crow brings somebody back to life to right the wrongs of what happened to them. And, they go to the afterlife for the one they loved that they lost. That's why they come back. And he has to just stop him and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. If the plot sounds really stupid, it is. It is. Yeah, that's the plot of the Crow movie. This movie. But I'll go ahead and get talking about this movie. I want to get it over with. All this movie's making me cough. Let's try to see if I can get down my throat and not coughing. So let's get to the Crow shitty prayer. Shall we look at prayer? Let's get to it. So, the movie starts off with the opening with the title, and you got these miners. Like it's like in Mexico, Nevada, something like that. Not Las Vegas, but Mexico. And this tribe is closing the toxic mine to an open resort casino. They're at their breaking point. They don't want this. You get Chosen, who's in this movie. He wants to be a cowboy. And the film, he does this weird kick on a barrel. One of the guys poisons somebody, and others just shoot some guy. And the leader, Luke, Death, breaks out of prison. Kills the guards. Terry like shoots them. Their names are Pestilence, War, and Femina. The three guys. They just signal each other. It's just them signaling each other, just taking the guys out and planning to let him out. And it's some weird shots in the editing, and I admit some of the cinematography in this film does look nice for direct to video, but that doesn't save it. Luke gets shot by two guards, but he knocks him out because Lola takes a shot, and they grab a, he thinks that he's going to be a preacher. Him and Terry kiss is like, yeah, I'm gonna be the husband of the devil or whatever. And they want to be Satanists. He wants to become the devil. That's his main goal. So he's got to do a murder, a ritual. Then you meet Jimmy, who was played by Edward Furlong, who was an ex-convict. What he did was beat up a rapist, the guy who tried to rape his girlfriend, and Jimmy beat the crap out of him. Probably nearly killed the guy. Whatever he did, he probably did it for the right reason. But this movie seems that he is to be the convict. He's wake up, and his house is like a mess. I'm sorry, his trailer looks like trailer trash. Honestly, he's got his dog. I do like the dog. The dog is cute. I feel sorry for this animal being in this movie. Yeah. But he wakes up, goes to work. I guess you can say. Then you see Lily, Emil Charshi. I can't say her name right, but she's there preaching about the crow with her father, and her and Ever Furlong. They talk about moving out together. They want to leave Mexico, be gone with each other forever. They want to go to the Raven Fest with her. He tells her no. You know, they try to keep their a secret, but they kiss right in front of her father and brother and like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, because people don't like Jimmy, especially Danny Trio, who's playing her father, because they see him as a criminal and they don't want her to be with him. But after they share a kiss, Jimmy yells out, "It's a great day to be alive, ain't it?" Then later in the afternoon, Jimmy takes a ring and honestly he has a station wagon that looks like the Dukes of Hazzard car, the General Lee, but it's a station wagon, not a Dodge Charger. But it's a piece of shit because it breaks down, and he has to ride his bike. And her brother, who's a cop, just runs him off the road like, idiot, are you trying to kill him? He's like, you stay away from him, you leave. All of a sudden, he walks in and sees this lady. He thinks it's Lily, but it's Tara Reid. Bad dialogue from her. They grab Jimmy, knock him out, they tie him up, they hang them, and she's like, and Tara Reid, she does the spells book, so she cuts out Lily's eyes. It's off screen, and Jimmy pulls Luke over into his ear, and he's like, "You're like dead," and then he gets the knife out, stabs his heart out. She does this prayer in the book, and the heart turns into ashes, and they're dead, and so pestilence and war, whatever the heck his name is, you know, they put their bodies in a refrigerator, like in a junkyard, and dump it in there. And it takes for a while to see the crows. The story so far is just not interesting in my opinion. Like I said, the shot of Mexico, the cinematography in the beginning is really nice, but I just didn't care about the story. Crow should always start out, at least with the two sequels in the original. It always starts out with the person getting killed. Well, Crow Salvation did it better because it had an interesting story. It was in prison. The guy was accused of murdering his girlfriend. It just had a better story, and it was the cops that were the villains. That Salvation, it was more interesting. City of Angels, yeah, they had to kill a kid because, well, the kid was stupid enough to hear some gunshots and just run to it, which is dumb. And the dad's an idiot not enough to close the door in the first place in the garage. But anyway, that's besides the point. At least those films have some decent action in them. Yeah, But anyway, after murdering them, Luke and Tara Reid, they they have a devil's cake and celebrate. You see them partying and badly after the shot. And saying, "Yeah, we're going to do this." They go to a church. He gets a priest to kill him. He tempts him to do it. Says, "You're not good in your heart. No one's good. No one's redeemable. Has salvation." Gets him to his like, "You piece of," and shoots him. But the crow wakes Jimmy up from the dead. He wakes up, seeming after line that she has no eyes, so he wants to get her beautiful blue eyes back. That's what he said, and get his revenge. So he burns his place down. His dog runs away. Yeah, and we never see the dog again. But Jimmy puts on the makeup. When you see him in the crow makeup for the first time, just walking up. It tries to have the same music as the original. It tries to have that impact and that epicness of music from the original, and it just doesn't work here. As soon as I see him coming out and just walking, I'm just laughing at Edward Furlong. You know, yeah, you could say he has an emo look, but it's funny in here. I thought that was laughable. I didn't find him intimidating one bit. Edward Furlong was just miscast in here. But anyway, he goes for revenge. He goes to Pestilence, goes to Chosen from Karate Kid Part 2, and he sees the birds like, get off me, you fantasy thing, and they have a bit of a tussle. Fat the shot. He kills him by electrocuting him. It's just editing, bad shot, editing. You know, because he asks him where Jimmy's at, and Jimmy, after killing that priest, uh, he goes to the priest and brings the priest back to life using his abilities. Because again, the crow can see the memories, and he's like, "You killed my son. You did this to my son. No, you weren't." And somebody he brings her husband back. I didn't really care, but I was falling asleep during that scene. I'll admit, some of the shots of the bird flying looks nice too. I will admit that. Yeah, it didn't look too bad. But I mean, the crow movie that has the best shots and the best cinematography ever is the original, in my opinion. Because that had more of a budget, but this film didn't must have had least of a budget. I don't know where the money went because where was I? So he saves the priest's life that Luke shot. Luke and them, they enter this party. They're terrorizing people, and he kills War, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, the bald-headed guy, the one from Boo Medea 2 Halloween. Yeah, he beats him up with a baseball bat. He goes like, "Jimmy, I got you now." And Jimmy just sits on his chest, and he gets rid of the devil's power. And every time the crow, he's weak. He gets his ass kicked a lot in this movie. He's like, "Be careful, Jimmy. He's not the same man." She gives him a kiss on his hand. Jimmy just tosses him. And War or whatever, one of the guys just starts to shoot these people. They start letting this flag down. Well, not the flag, but these covers go all over these people. He's about to shoot child. Jimmy saves the child, gets out of there, and her brother shows up thinking you murdered her. He's like, well, you know what? I rather be dead. I want to be dead. Get to going because I want to be. Turn out I loved her, and he, does the thing where touches her and lets her. Please use the power to let him see the visions that it was a Satanist that murdered her, that not him. You know. But oh, by the way, the bird gets injured. Forget how. But I think as a middle, when Jimmy, has that crappy, badly edited fight with the guy from Boom 2. I think they kill the bird and they shoot him a couple of times. And he's supposed to be weak or actually injured, but the thing is for the crow to be around, the bird has to be around the person for them to be alive, for them to move and be supernaturally, give them ability to not be shot. But no, Jimmy just walks out without the bird having to move. He's just walking. He walks and gets the coroner who's taking his girlfriend's body away, and the coroner sees him was like, oh shit, oh shit, and runs out the car. Jimmy takes her body, buries her. He's like, and I became an effing monster. And then you see in flashbacks sometimes of their relationship. In order for Luke to become the devil, he has to go to this preacher of the devil, devil worshiper, Satanist guy, Dennis Hopper, to do it. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's also flashbacks of Jimmy and Lily when they were friends. He had feelings for her, so I guess he wants to murder them just to be the devil. But I think he's mainly doing that revenge because I guess back then him and Jimmy and Luke were friends, and apparently he had a crush on Lily, and I guess she went for him, and then maybe he just became jealous. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just looking over this. But anyway, they're gonna have this ceremony. So they go to Dennis Hopper, and Dennis Hopper, I'm sorry to say, but he's a great actor. Don't get me wrong, but his dialogue in this film is terrible. Like he's just, but he's like, "Kiss it, bitch," or I don't know, just dialogue from him is like, or "Kiss the bride, motherfucker," it just stupid dialogue, over the top dialogue. Like the villains in here are the worst villains in the franchise, and in my opinion, they're all annoying and very irritating. And Jimmy, I guess if he get knocked out at the party, you know, eventually comes down, has a bit of a fight with a guy. They have fire sticks. Danny Trejo wants to get revenge, so he's trying to go after Luke, the Satanist. They're standing there watching, and by the way, he's got like what 10, 15 men, and they're all shooting at the one of the Satanist guys, the last one, the last of his guys. But apparently they can't shoot worth a shit, and the guy instead just blows himself up, you know. And Jimmy and her get married, kisses her, she stabs him with a dagger. And so he's the devil now, he has all the powers. And he tells her to get her revenge, and the devil possesses Luke, and apparently he like raped her or whatever, had her raped. And Lily gets revenge by stabbing and killing Dennis Hopper. But he said, "Oh, don't you know how to interrupt a wedding, Jimmy? Luke. You know." He's like, "He's in the devil now, baby." And Jimmy's very over the top. As soon as he becomes the devil, he dies and gets the dagger. He's like, "Woo!" Over the tops. You know, always shouting and yelling and you know saying, "Position for a climax." You know, he kicks Jimmy's ass. Jimmy gets his ass kicked again. Gets pushed around so many times he can't fight, and they pretty much like sacrifice him or you know put him on the cross or just hang him up, killing him. And the crow is injured and he's dead. He's gone. I mean, but he just walks out just fine. Telling down Trio, "I'm fine. Your daughter loved me. Well, she did. And what would God want her to love a man like you? Well, she did. You know." And they do the crow dance because the crow is injured. And if the crow is injured, though, think about the person that has the crow's abilities, supernatural abilities. They're hurt. They go back to being human. You can't get shot. You could, you know, because Jimmy tried to shoot himself with a gun. You can't shoot him. Bullets won't hurt him. But apparently, when the crow is injured, you become human. You know, a bullet can hurt you. But apparently, Jimmy just walks just fine, and the trio does, they do a break dance for the crow, and the crow comes back to life flying, and he goes to Jimmy, and he was like, "Oh boy, yeah, I'm doing it." It was like this, and I mean, Jimmy shows up, the crow shows up, and he's like, "You know what, boy? You know what, boy? Me off." You know, they have a fight. He's just yelling, "Maybe take over the world. Maybe take over this. Maybe take over this." And he's just going on. He's trying to make out with Tara Reid. She's like, "Look at my eyes. Look 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 at my eyes." They fight. The crow shows up. He still gets his ass where he pushes Jimmy, and it's a lame fight. And he kills him by poking him on a stick or nailing him to a stick. He pulls him on a grave and slices his throat with a knife. And then she's going to shoot Tara Reid, and she loses her eyesight when the sun comes back up. Because the holy sacrifice has to be done, but Luke wants to kill Jimmy, so he's focused on that. and that's his downfall. He gets killed. Jimmy slits Luke's throat, kills him for good. So and Lily gets arrested, and though she's like the first Crow villain to not die but probably get arrested, Jimmy returns to the spirit world with Lily, and they finally get for all eternity. And woo, yippee! Okay, this movie sucks. I hated the Crow Wicked Prayer. It was terrible. It's one of the worst movies ever made, in my opinion. This is, in my opinion, the worst Crow movie. The dialogue is terrible. Yeah, before I get to it, let me read the dialogue really quick. Yeah. Someone owes me 2 lifetime and a set of perfect blue eyes. Hugh the Raven nevermore, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what he says. Quote the Raven nevermore, motherfucker. I'm like, that's just laughable. She believed in fairy tales. Who are you to tell me what she believed in? I'm a fairy fucking godfather, and they're gonna save your fucking tails. I'm like, okay. Honestly, Elf Furlong, I just laugh at his dialogue. Luke, how are you? How are your wedding speeches? I'm better at equals. What's the difference between me and you and him? I'm dead. Lola, I love you, Lucifer. And I remember she was like going to the preacher, like, "Oh, you did that cherry pie." Well, kiss the bride, motherfucker. The apology is gonna be one hell of a honeymoon. So God gave trash like you wings. He never gave me shit, fucker. Yeah. Take your vengeance, baby. Luke, Luke, call me Lucifer. That's what he says when he becomes the devil. Yeah, ridiculous plot. Yeah. Anyway, let me give my final opinion on the Crow Reaper so I can end this review and end our suffering. Okay. But this film sucks because why? Because it's boring. It sucks because of the story. The story is awful. You know, why do you need Satanism? I don't like Satanism. That's a terrible thing, and they don't need that in here. Now you can say the crow is supernatural and stuff. Yeah, but it has to do with life and death, not Satanist. No. It's bad guys bad, awful, mean, cruel, evil people who murder innocent person that they love, that you love, and that person comes back to life, and they have to right the wrongs and get their justice, get their vengeance, and be with that person out of life. It's so simple. You know, yeah. From what I heard in the new Crow movie, he dies a couple times, and in this movie, he dies what for a second time, I think, or get his ass kicked. You know, but the story just sucks. It's Satanist crap. The guy wants to be the devil, and again, the cast. The story sucks. The story just makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't feel like a Crow movie. It's just a Crow movie in name only. And Wicked Prayer. I'm like, I prefer the Crow Lazarus with DMX. That would have been, may he rest in peace, but that would have been a better film. I watched that. A black guy playing a crow? Hell yeah, I would have been down for that. I'm sorry. But I buy DMX more of it as a badass than I would Edward Furlong. What in the world were they thinking casting him? I'm sorry, he's great as John Connor, but having him as a hero, as the crow, no. I mean, Brandon Lee. I mean, The Crow. Like I said, The Crow never needed sequels, but it happened because it was successful at the box office. It made money, became a huge hit. I mean, back in 1994, and still is considered a classic to this day. It is a classic in my opinion. Still one of the best movies ever made. Of course, they're gonna make sequels. City of Angels is meh. All right, I don't hate City of Angels. I like Salvation. It's a decent movie for what it is, but I like it. Honestly, it's probably the only Crow sequel I do like. And then this film sucks. This film is just awful because it's also boring. The story's boring. Okay, get into Landis Minuk, the director of Representative. You suck. You wrote a shitty story. You did a shitty job directing. Don't ever direct a movie again. You can't direct, pal. You cannot direct a movie to save your life. Thank God this film went for a 1 week. I feel bad for those people who went to go see it. They wasted their money. Nowadays, you got to pay 20 or 30 something dollars to probably go see a movie theater. I mean, can you imagine paying like $30 or $24 to see this movie in theaters? Yeah, maybe it cost more then. I don't know back then. But could you imagine paying a bit of a high price to see this movie? Yeah. And the cinematography, I will give the film this credit. It's due. I will say some of the cinematography in Mexico does look nice. I like the location. Okay, horror movie Mexico. Cool. But the problem is the story sucks. I don't care for the love story. The love story doesn't work. I like Emil Shirkney. Good actress, but she's wasted here. You know, they should just kill her off. Yeah, you don't, with Eric and his love, Shelley, you don't get much of their backstory. I don't need the backstory. When they were together at the end, when she died, and when she came back, I felt the emotion. I felt the impact. I felt the emotion weighing in that scene of Eric getting his justice and being with his love. I felt the love there. I felt that two people that are meant to be together, finally together and after like get to be together forever. And I felt that. You don't feel nothing here. You know, no, nothing. Sorry about the webcam messing up, but I didn't feel nothing here at all. Yeah, but the cinematography does look nice in some parts. Sometimes with the crows flying, looks nice, but you barely get the crow. It takes about what 25 minutes or 30 minutes for the crow to show into the movie. At least felt like it, 25 something minutes like that. And then when he does become the crow, it takes 20 something 5 minutes. It's just filtering the story with the villain, and the cast is terrible. Edward Furlong, he's laughable. I laugh at him in this makeup. As soon as he walks in there, I'm laughing. He just looks. The makeup is awful. Mr. Emo Boy looks terrible, and the villains suck. Yeah, these two villains suck, and so do their pestilence, war, and reject, and you know they're terrible. They're very over the top. When he becomes devil, he's just over the top. He's just screaming, and he's yeah, yeah, yeah. He's not trying to be like Jim Carrey. Be really over the top and saying it, and it's not working. He's hopping around with the Flash, moving fast, run fast like he's the Flash or something, and it's just laughable. Yeah, boy, you start to piss me off. I'm like, and just his dialogue is bad. He's just like he never shuts up. And Tara Reid, her acting is just oh, so terrible. Cherry pie. I just wanted her to shut up. I just hated her voice. She was just so awful in this movie. The other villains, the guy chosen from Cracky too, he's just wasted here. His dialogue is bad too, sadly. There's nothing much to do in this movie. He's the first one to die. I'm like, why couldn't we kill him off last? And the other villains, two villains suck. Yeah. Dennis Hopper, he's giving bad dialogue, and he's wasted here. They kill him off because Cherry stabs him, and Danny Trio just doing crow break dance. Like, I'm like, are we on Dancing with the Stars with the Crow or something? you know, that was just terrible. And the pacing is horrendous. The pacing is very slow. The story is taking forever for me. To me, it felt like it just kind of took a little forever to get there. Like I have to wait for the crow. I'm just getting bored by the story and the lead. I'm like, the actress is good. She's just in a bad dialogue film, and I don't buy her and Edward Furlong being in love. Edward Furlong just he can't lead a film. He can't create the movie. Yeah. Oh, and the action. The action sucks. It's badly edited shot. The editing is horrible. Yeah. And honestly, this film put me to sleep. Like in the middle of a song, I got so bored watching this movie, thinking to myself, "Is this over?" Why am I wasting my time and my life watching this movie? 99 minutes, I'll never get back. Like the music score, some of the music is decent, but just copy the original. The music score, crap. That's crap too. Film 99 minutes. The film is 99 minutes long, like I said, but it does feel like the pacing is slow at times, and it's taking a while to get there. And the story, I'm just not buying the story. The story didn't make sense. The cast sucks. The dialogue is awful. The villains suck. Only the cinematography looks nice, but the acting by a lot of people are just terrible. And him wanting to become the devil and all this stuff going on, just it didn't fit into a Crow movie. It's just not a Crow film. What a Crow film should be. And yeah, bad directing and bad writing, bad everything about this movie. The only thing I'll give is cinematography, but the cinematography does not save this movie because the rest of it is terrible. It's one of the worst movies, one of the worst superhero films I've ever seen in my life. And yes, y'all probably will say The Crow 2024, but for now, I'm saying The Crow Wicked Prayer. That's probably worse, but this is still terrible too. This is not a good movie. If you think it's a good movie, that's fine. I mean, you probably enjoy it if you're as high as a kite. But if you like it, fine. If you enjoy The Crow Wicked Prayer, I mean, more power to you. I would never understand why anybody could like this film. It's awful. I mean, I'd have to be drunk to enjoy this movie. I'd have to be, high on crack or something just to be enjoying this fucking film. I almost want to break it, because it starts to piss me off. Okay, I'm sorry. But I hated this movie. This movie was just, Lord God, it was awful. One of the worst movies ever made, yeah. The Crow Wicked Prayer, I give this film a thumbs down. Am I rating for this film, Crow Wicked Prayer? I'm going to give this film 0 out of 5 stars. Yes, 0 out of 5 stars. I hated The Crow Wicked Prayer. The worst Crow movie ever. Well, one of the, yeah. Sure, the new one's the worst, but this is one of the worst movies ever made, in my opinion. Yes, I hated this film. If I had a list of my most hated movies, The Crow Wicked Prayer would be on there. And if you like the movie, fine, but I never understand why. I mean, okay. If you want to get mad at me and say that this film was a masterpiece, okay, whatever. But that's your opinion. I mean, we can get agree to disagree on it. I respect unpopular opinions too. But I don't believe, everyone has a different opinion no matter what movie. And I'm not going to get mad because I'm a cool, nice guy. And I don't get pissed off. But anyway, I'm not keeping this. I'm just going to get the Crow Salvation on DVD by itself. This is the only Crow sequel I like. City of Angels, don't really care for that. It's man. But it's definitely better than Wicked Prayer. And that's what I'm getting rid of this, is because of Wicked Prayer. I'm not keeping this movie. I don't want it. I wouldn't buy it on DVD by itself on. Even if it was for like, $1, I wouldn't buy it. At Dollar General, at Big Lots, it was for $1 or $2. I wouldn't waste my money on this. Uh-uh. This ain't gonna touch my movie collection. But Salvation will, when I hit separately. But guys, if you want to know my thoughts on more of the Crows movies, just check out my reviews on my superhero reviews playlist on my channel. So, and I did review The Crow, the one starring Brandon Lee, the first one, and The Crow City of Angels and Salvation. And I will be uploading this rant on The Crow Wicked Prayer. So, again, thumbs down, The Crow Wicked Prayer. Screw this movie, awful film. And my rating for film once again is 0 out of 5 stars. Hated this movie. But anyway, you get my drift, I think now. So for this, so we got two more films from the year 2005, superhero movies. And next, I like this movie. I kind of grew up watching this film. This has always been a fun movie because I met one of the actresses this year. That was Danielle Pennebaker. She's in this movie, and that is the 2005 superhero film from Disney. That is Sky High, starring Kurt Russell and the late uh, Kelly Preston and Daniel Pennebaker. Yeah, good cast in here. But Sky High, this will be my next review. So stay tuned for my review for Sky High. This will be next. So stay tuned next. Maybe I'll review this tomorrow. So stay tuned for my next review for Sky High. I love this film. This will be more of a positive review for that movie. And guys, let me know what you think of the Crow Wicked Prairie down below. Let me know, do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with me that it's the worst Crow movie ever? Or do you think these other two are worse? Just tell me in the comments down below. What is your favorite of the Crow sequels? My favorite is the Crow Salvation. Some people might say City of Angels, but I don't really care for City of Angels too much. I just thought it was meh. It was alright, but that's just my opinion. But Salvation is my favorite. What's your favorite Crow sequel? And what do you think of the Crow Book of Prayer? In your opinion, you can be honest. Don't be afraid. You know, I'm not gonna attack you. I won't call you names. I'm a cool guy, y'all. I respect people's opinions no matter what movie. Even if you like the movies I've rented on that I've always rented on the other channel or this channel, if you like those movies, that's fine. I'm not here to change your perspective. I'm not here to change your opinion. I mean, I can't. I wouldn't understand why, but I'm not gonna be mean about it. I'm a nice guy. I'm not gonna get on to you. That's not my right. At least I don't think it is. But next will be Sky High. So stay tuned for my review, Sky High, which is next. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.